Hi, welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. This episode is the first part of the 25th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible, which is the 22nd chapter of the book of Zion. It's called Out of Zion, and it goes like this. Once the world capital of Zion is built, it will be a place from which the Grey Council rules the planet. They will also establish a base in Israel. The two sites will coordinate the events on earth between them. These two cities, Zion and Jerusalem, will be the capitals from which the Grey operate. For a time, there will be peace. The newness of the Grey being on earth and the social changes they bring will for a time be so shocking that humanity will go through a period of being unable to do more than just ride out the storm of their lives. There will be many changes forced on society. Shock and awe will bring a form of compliance for a time. But in order to ensure survival of our species, sacrifices will have to be made. We will have to stop polluting our planet. The Council of Grey will require all nations to comply with necessary regulations. Many industries will be forced to cease all operations immediately, but all steps will be taken for the good of everyone on the planet. It is a matter of survival. World politics will move between Jerusalem and Zion, but it's in Zion that the Grey will reside. Zion is the central seat of authority. It is at this time that the King of Zion makes his appearance. Up until now, he has been nothing but the voice in the head of Zion. He has played no true part in events until this time. However, when exactly he shows up is yet to be determined. His arrival is predicted in Isaiah 54, but when he actually appears is a mystery. Sometime around the campout is my best guess. His appearance solidifies events. He is the governor of the nation of Zion, the king of Israel, ruling from Zion. His temple office is in Jerusalem, but he's like the Grey. He lives in Zion. He'll just commute to work just like we do. And to the Grey, going halfway across the planet, thanks it. He is the final element of the prophecy. With his appearance, the stage is set for the final events foretelling the end of our society and the age of male dominance on this planet. Psalms 87, 1 to 3. Zion 22, 1 to 3. 87, 1. His foundation is in the holy mountains. This is a pretty clear passage. It says that the foundation of Zion is in the holy mountains. So that means that the Rocky Mountains are the holy mountains, the mountain range, a place set aside for Zion, a place for the Grey to inhabit. I believe that the highest peaks on Earth probably contains the elements closest to their natural chemical mix, so that it's easier for them to exist in those higher regions. The Grey have always preferred the mountain ranges, i.e. Moses at Mount Sinai, the landing fields of Peru, all seem to suggest that mountains are best suited by the Grey. There is also the need to have the survivors use caves to protect themselves from destruction. It is the elevation that seems to be key here. If there is a firestorm, it would require the use of an elevated entrance to ensure that the arcs opens into the air and not under the ash deposits. That's what the reasons are. The prophecy makes it clear that the Grey intend to occupy the highest elevations so that the mountains are seen as sacred to the gray. The mountains are holy. 87:2. The Lord loveth the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. This verse seems to contradict the identity of Jacob as being other than Zion, but not necessarily, because the gates of Zion is an indication of the Ark Mountain, as opposed to the above-ground dwellings of Zion. The Grey prefer the inner mountain setup better than the human modern dwellings on the surface, because the buildings outside the Ark will be retrofitted human-made buildings, as opposed to the alien-constructed inner mountain construction. Perhaps the inner mountain city will be so much better than our more human constructions that this is telling us that the difference between the two is so profound that it is night and day. The Grey prefer the inner mountains to the surface. 87:3. Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God, Selah. Our future city of Zion will be a beautiful inner mountain site capable of sustaining the lives of earth from any harm. It will house the governing body of the planet. It will provide the Grey with a safe environment chemically suited to their needs. It will be beautiful and functional, a city made by the hands of both human and alien, a thing of great beauty, meant to endure. Joel 3:16 and 17, Zion 24, 4 and 5, 3:16. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. For the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. The entire reason the Grey have come back is to save both of our races. The Grey will roar out of Zion to try and save as many humans as possible. We want everyone to be able to survive what's coming. So they will roar to the world to prepare to build inner mountain shelters. They will do so from both Zion and Israel, their twofold bases of operations on earth. This verse tells us yet again that the earth is going to go through a major event that will require extreme measures to be survived. This won't be just another 9.0 or better earthquake. This event will shake the entire planet. It will be rung like a bell, a global event of Noah's flood proportions. The people of Zion and Israel will be well prepared with all that is needed to both survive and to rebuild when the dust settles. And of course, the 12 species will be here to give us all the aid we need when that human race emerges. During our time in the mountains, the remaining humans will have had the time needed to address our social problems and to adjust to a better social order. We will have to learn how to live in peace. In an confined space like an ark, social order is a necessity. That's the only means of survival. So our time in the mountain will force us to change for the better. The knowledge that we are not alone will give us a sense of well-being. We may be forced to live inside a mountain range, but knowing the Grey are out there waiting for us to emerge will keep us strong and will give us a sense of peace. So, 3:17. So shall you know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall be no stranger pass through thee any more. Once the Grey take up residency in Mount Zion, the state of Israel and the city of Jerusalem will be a holy city devoted to the Grey. All interplanetary dealings in the old world will go through Jerusalem. All new world operations will be from Zion, but the living spaces for the Grey will be in Zion. The old world is the eastern hemisphere. The western hemisphere is the new. As an American, I was raised with the terms Old World and New World, depicting the Americans as the New World. But the division is the same. Zion is the American space capital. Jerusalem is the spaceport for the older civilizations of the East. Once the Grey are established in Zion and have set up shop in Jerusalem, that city will become holy. Only those approved by the Grey will be allowed in. It will be a holy place where thoughts are pure and the interactions of human and Grey are carried out in private. Zion is for commerce and government, but Jerusalem will be a sacred place where the temple resides and no unclean can enter. Zechariah 18:1-3, Zion 22:6-9, 8:1. And the word of the Lord of hosts comes to me, saying, this is how telepathy works. The words of the Grey enter my mind. I can feel their presence there. Telepathy can be very frightening at first. It's confusing, and sometimes it still is. And when a person first crosses that threshold, it is scary as hell. In this society, we are told that a telepath is crazy. The voices aren't real. Believe me, that is no help because the voices are real. And most of them aren't nice. Because the Grey aren't the only telepaths on Earth. Most telepaths here are either dark entities, ghosts, or other humans with telepathic abilities. So a new telepath has a lot of voices to hear, but he'll only hear those in his area. Most of these telepaths aren't nice people. I can't tell you how many times voices told me to do evil things. I was told to kill people. I was told to do some very bad things. But until I realized what was happening, I was fair game. But the voices can't control you unless you let them. So, a telepath has to choose which voices to listen to. I had to forcefully shut up the not so nice thoughts, but I did stop it. I let every voice know that I wasn't some weak-willed idiot that would do unspeakable things because a voice told me to do it. It took some time, but my sense of morality won the fight. The voices can tell you to do anything, but every telepath must choose which side of the mind they want to become. Good people become good telepaths. Bad people become evil telepaths, capable of great harm. But the point is, the telepath is the only one to decide whether to obey the voices they hear. We have this problem because of our society's non-belief in telepathy. Humans view telepathy as a form of insanity, which is really stupid. You can't not believe something just because you don't understand it. Just because you tell a person the voices aren't real doesn't make the all too real voices stop. You can't wish voices away or believe them into not being real. And just because you don't hear the voices doesn't mean they aren't real. You just can't hear them. So to treat telepathy like a disease isn't logical. There is no cure. To just simply not believe into something is foolish. It doesn't, and it does great harm. So I'm going to stop there for this episode, and I will pick up where I left it this time next time. Until then, may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May you always be worthy of them. May they teach you right from wrong. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light. The unicorn way. Know that I'm not perfect, but I wish that you'd be happy and high always. Know that I love you, that I'm doing everything I can to fulfill God's will, God's word. And very soon, you will all see just how real all of this is. So until next time, later, because I'll never say goodbye.